Yo, what up guys? Welcome back to Sneaker Stories. As always, I'm your host Chris Jack. Today we are taking an exciting early look at the all-new Travis Scott Air Jordan 6s. This pair is probably the only pair in the country right now, at least that I know of, and really excited to have it here to show it to you guys today. So huge shout out to two people in particular: the owner of the shoe, one of the biggest collectors up in Johannesburg, Pistol Pete, shout out, and then obviously the plug TwoJ'sKicks right here for hooking this pair up for Pete and for us, I guess, to take a good look at right now on Sneaker Stories. So without further ado, let's get to it. Alright, so it's not every day that you get an early pair, at least a month and a half early pair, as these things are obviously ridiculous. I mean, how do you even get your hands on something like this? But ask no questions, hear no lies. So this right here is something that's been super hyped all the way since about the Super Bowl when Travis Scott, I think, originally debuted them. But I must be honest, and as you guys probably know, like, I'm not the biggest Jordan collector at all. I have a couple of 1s and 3s and maybe a 2 here and there. But anything else from Jordan brand is not really something that I generally wear that much, or at all actually. So this right here is not really a silhouette that I would be wearing or putting on my feet, and it's quite an interesting one because obviously there's a lot of hype around this, and having this in hand is actually pretty awesome. The materials, the quality, all of that kind of stuff on the particular pair, especially with all these little added bonuses and extras and little hidden details in the shoe, makes me really want to buy them. That said, we'll have to wait to see what it's going to be like trying to cop these things, as I'm sure they are going to be an instant L for majority of people around the world, probably including myself if I decide to go for them. But that, I guess, also comes down to whether or not these are going to drop in South Africa. The release date for this particular pair is set at the 14th of September for $250 at select Nike retailers and the sneakers app, etc. like that. Anyway, onto the review, and starting with the outsole. As always, this is a Jordan 6 outsole where they've used this creamy white glow and the dark material. Just underneath, to break up the black, you've got an infrared Jordan Jumpman underneath the shoe, and then swinging into the midsole, you've got an infrared bubble. I'm pretty sure it is infrared. It is like a very kind of reddy orange color, but as this is an early pair, it doesn't have a box label on it. I can't check any particular color codes for it as of yet. And then completing the midsole, above those glow in the dark inserts, you do have black and almost an off-white creamy color all the way around the shoe. Moving to the upper, this is where things get rather interesting with a layering effect here, done in the short hair suede in a green olivey color. This was very similar to the friends and family version of the Air Jordan 4, if I'm not mistaken, which came in an olive color, so it's quite nice to see this colorway used in this particular 6. Adding to that, you've also got these perforated panels which have 3M hits, so there is that little pop of reflection under certain lights and flash. One thing I have noticed with this particular pair, and I'm pretty sure it's just because it's an early pair, is that there are a fair amount of glue stains going on around the upper material, but that's something that will probably be avoided under quality control for the release pairs down the line. Then moving up to one of the most standout features of the shoe, as we come to see with the Jordan 1s there is a little secret stash pocket. This one, not so secret right here, also done in this olive green. It's a canvas material as well, and it does have a little pull tab there, and when you pull it up, you've got the Cactus Jack icon logo over here, and a small little pouch there, which I'm sure you can stash whatever you want to stash. Swinging around into the heel section of the shoe, this is something that stood out for a lot of Jordan 6 fans when the early release pairs came with this Nike Air red embroidery on the heel section. You also have the Cactus Jack logo there as well. I think that looks pretty cool with the switch up of logos. The red really works nicely with the olive green color. And then moving up just above that to these heel tabs here, you do have this infrared strip with an almost translucent gray or black coloring here in the rubber. Quickly swinging back to the lacing section of the shoe and the bottom of the tongue, the material used behind those tonal olive green laces is more of a canvas, and it is also perforated there, giving it quite a distressed and destructed look throughout the back of the lacing section. Now I've just grabbed the other shoe because I've removed the laces there a little bit just to show you deeper into the tongue here. One of the more cool things that I've seen on the shoe, and I haven't seen this anywhere, is that you can basically take this Jumpman logo, which is obviously done in an embroidered red, over this black canvas patch, and when you pull it open, if I can just get it, you do have the Cactus Jack logo just underneath there. Something which is a really cool detail. Like, I don't know what that would really be used for, but maybe it's another little stash pocket of some sort. But anyway, moving further up the tongue, you do have this rubberized gray section here. It's got quite a sticky texture to it. And then you've got the Air Jordan branding, which has been embossed into that rubber section just above the two finger pull tabs. Taking a look inside the shoe, the reverse of the tongue is also that canvas material. You'll see at the top of the tongue, it is also distressed, so it's not basically sewn into the shoe, so it gives it a little bit of a textured look at the top, something we've seen on quite a few releases of late. And then obviously you've just got the reverse of the Cactus Jack embroidery from that patch in the front of the tongue. The rest of the sock liner material is just a black mesh, and then the insoles themselves both have Nike Air branding on them. One last small detail included with the shoe is the infrared lace tie over here. It does have the Jordan Jumpman logo on the one side, and then the Cactus Jack logo on the other side. But that is pretty much it for this particular Jordan 6 Travis Scott. As mentioned earlier, these are set for release on the 14th of September 2019. Stand by to the Sneaker Stories Instagram page if any of that information changes, or if there's any sign of a local South African release for these. I will definitely let you guys know in the what's dropping this weekend section in the stories. All in all, I think this is an absolutely incredible shoe. I've no doubt they will sell out and be really expensive on the resale market when they do eventually come out. I think it's just a really awesome package. Nike's really done well with the design team on all these different touch points that I've shown you here today. That's it from me for this review on Sneaker Stories here today. I hope you guys have enjoyed the review. Let me know in the comments what you think of this particular pair. If you plan on copying it, I'd love to know your thoughts on it as well. But if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe right here for future content down the line. But that's it for now. I'll catch you guys on the next one.